We should be live. Wait a couple more seconds for people to come in. All right, hello and welcome everybody to the Supermod race. We have Amber, we have Ticker. How are you feeling about this one, Pegasus?
I'm sure it's gonna be a good race. A little nervous now we're live, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, happens. We have a big disparity in PBs, but strange things happen. That is why we play Char, or I guess in some cases don't play Char. Are both runners ready? They both say they're ready. So, Pegasus, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, sure. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
GL. GL.
Good luck.
And they're off. And now we see, after the intro cutscene, both runners start their run by talking to Marge and warping into the family sedan.
See if I can get Bush right. And Ticker gets it.
Yeah. Ooh, actually, Ticker missed the reset. Amber couldn't quite get it, and also had to reset.
Yeah, I just looked away for 1 second, so
It happens. Yeah, no, it looked like he got it. He just maybe reset a little too early, or was maybe a little bit stuck or something. So Amber actually starting off with a small lead because she abandoned hers a little bit earlier. But, yeah, you know, small leads are meant to be changed.
Yeah, no one's got a prediction going yet. How does my audio sound?
It sounds fine. At least to me, anyway. I don't know about the audience.
Yeah, well, they have a problem. I'll see it and adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I think you're fine. But again, we see classic SMRT after classic cola capers, and now we're getting into classic petty thefts. I don't know how classic they are, but it's actually, you know what, these missions have changed, you know, maybe a little bit more than you might think. I mean, Bush Strat wasn't really a thing a few years ago.
Yeah, I think that happened in 2022.
Yeah, 21, 22, somewhere in there.
I was still new when it was found. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a thing when I started in 2020.
Not Barney.
Yeah, not an ideal park for Ticker. He got hit by a traffic car. But it's fine. It's petty theft. These sorts of things happen in petty theft.
And just hope that the park on the dump truck goes well.
Very nice. It looks so clean. I'm not sure how clean it like actually was in like the being optimal, but it looked so nice. Like it parked in perfectly.
Alright, that's petty theft done on Ticker.
Yep. We're finally getting into the first, I would say, real strat of the game, which you could argue is either Lenny push or Office Space itself, but
listen, Lenny is my favorite character. I don't want to see him hit with a car.
Well, we're gonna see him hit with a car. Or not, because he dives out of the way for Ticker.
I didn't mean to cause that to happen.
And no, Amber does hit him, but it's like a halfway Lenny push. And we're gonna see double Plow King, of course, because high FPS. That was I think new. That wasn't a thing when I started, I'm pretty sure.
When I started watching, I just know Plow King. I don't even remember where you hit him into.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Plow King was a thing when I... No, Plow King wasn't a thing when I started. I think it was a little bit after. This is what I think both runners will wind up doing. No, wait, no. Amber is doing the old school strat. Ticker will be doing this version.
Yeah. Amber is doing what was going on when I first started watching.
Yeah.
This was last year, I think.
We got a bunch of ground pound on Ticker's ends.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, I mean... And we got backwards Blind Big Brother from Ticker. I love this. This is genuinely pretty cool.
And the walk that goes on up there.
And then we got a good old button jump from Amber.
And I could watch this game for like a decade and not understand how that walk works.
What's happening is, and this is gonna sound kind of stupid, basically by looking up and zooming in with your camera, you actually put you actually take the model of Homer far enough away so that it's basically culled. It's really weird.
Yeah, that does sound weird.
It and so that it doesn't register that gravity exists for some reason. It's there's actually another glitch that you can do where you can actually have like an invisible model, and basically the same thing happens, except you don't actually have to look up and in to get rid of to do it. But it's you can't really set it up in the speed run, obviously. It's just for fun.
All right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah. But yeah, it has to do with the model being cold because it's so far away from the camera. That's another thing. That is something that's neat that I think like you don't really think about, that when you're not looking at something, it's not there basically. If you're not like right next to it, there's actually a debug camera in one of the developer tools. that was leaked by the source code leak.
Yeah, I think
And
I
you can
saw
actually see
something.
from above and like watch as things like appear and disappear. It's really fascinating.
I think I saw
Like as you
something
like
about like
turn around, like things will come in and out of like will disappear because like they're in or out of the like camera. Forget what the term is. Cone. Ticker seems to be mad because he's flicking the camera back and forth. I'm not exactly sure what he's mad about, but he's mad about something.
I wouldn't know, but I hope it goes better for him.
Yep. Yeah. Bunch of small time loss, yeah. That kind of figured it was something like that. I didn't really. I knew it wasn't something big because I felt like I would have noticed that, but I figured it'd be something little but very frustrating, which happens a lot in this game.
Okay, there it is. There we go. I can bring this over here and make it easier for me to see chat.
Hang on, let me turn you up a little bit. There we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Ticker unable to get the shortcut. It looks like Amber's not able to get it either.
Yeah.
Both probably not ideal bone storms from what I guess you would expect from runners of this caliber, but that it does happen either way.
Luck is always a big factor. At least I feel like it is.
I don't know if it's luck so much as just this mission is hard, or Bone Storm is hard, and sometimes you're gonna mess it up, or at least not get it perfect.
We'll not talk about how hard of a time I had as a kid. I need to stress I was on the PS2 version of the game. And
that sounds painful no matter what.
I learned recently PS2 is the buggy version, I guess.
It's the worst by far because it's because the PS2 version, not only was the PS2 like relatively underpowered, it was probably it was also just not well optimized.
Many good games as it had, thing was underpowered. Only lasted as long as it did because of the Wii. Just port games over from that. Bart 1.
Yep. Bart 1, probably the most RNG laden level, as we see Amber struggling to find a sports car. A perfect demonstration of the point.
But yeah, I recently hooked up my PS2 just to try and play this game, see how well it worked. It didn't.
It didn't. Yeah, I think the estimate for the PS2 frame rate is like 25.
It would not surprise me if that's the case.
Yeah, like it.
I actually tried doing Bart 1, the rat with snake where you turn around and do that jump over the freeway. Did not make it.
I think you probably could make it on PS2. It's just harder. I'm sure Bacon's done it. Because I remember Bacon ran on PS2 for a while.
Bacon ran this on PS2?
Yes, Bacon ran this on PS2 because Bacon is insane. I think, you know what? I'm pretty sure I actually raced him. I was on GameCube, he was on PS2, and I won that race, I think, narrowly.
that I don't know what to say about that. That does not sound like an easy race at all.
I mean, it was pretty close. I mean, obviously the PS2 version is just that much inferior. So it was actually about an even matchup. Like that kind of goes to show you, right? Like the difference between me and Bacon is about the same as the difference between PS2 and GameCube. Like,
yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, like that's actually a very I'm not sure how that completely scales, but I'm sure some people have a rough scaling for that. If you've watched enough of both of us, yeah,
sure it makes sense to those people who've played both versions.
Or have watched enough of us both enough. Anyway,
yeah, that
we have Ticker pausing briefly to get the Vox Wasp. You know about that, right?
From what I understand, it's they're on a cycle.
Yeah. So you actually, I don't know. You can actually see the little dot on Ticker's timer. That's the cycle right there.
Another pause.
Yeah, like I don't know if you were paying attention to it, but like it was kind of like he waited till it was at like the bottom right or bottom left before unpausing.
Yeah, I remember that being added. What was it, last year?
Last year or 2 years? I thought it might have been 2 years ago. Yeah, I think Greeny discovered that. That they were on like a cycle. I remember for ages. The funny part was that for ages, it would like the versions that we had. There was there was the program. We don't mention Greeny's role in it. I got scolded the last time I didn't do that, so I'm going to do that now. But what I was saying is that like we had like either like a GIF, like a looping GIF, or the program did exist. But the problem is it would like desync over a long period of time, like over the course of
run,
like a hundo session, right? Like if you were doing hundo runs, it would start to desync. Oh, Amber's van goes left for some reason that I don't fully understand. If the van goes like straight instead of turning to the right there, it'll often get stuck right there.
There we go.
See, she managed to get it, make it so it wasn't too bad. But
yeah, it went right.
You saw how that was going to do that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't really understand. Like, I still don't really understand like why it does that. I'm not sure anybody does. Why like the van going straight causes that? I guess there's probably something to do with the AI, but I don't fully understand the AI.
I think that's the first time I've actually seen it go
that way.
I don't want to call it the long way, but like just go straight.
Yeah. Because that's actually the shorter way, I believe. So that might actually have been fast for Amber, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, so long as you don't get it stuck.
So long as it doesn't get really stuck, which is the problem that it usually has. But it wasn't too bad, so it might actually be somewhat fast.
Yeah.
And then we have Ticker, main menu warping for the Wasp route, which is something I feel like you vaguely understand.
It has popped up every single time I've watched, obviously, and I just assume physics.
It is not physics. So the Wasps have like a weird collision bug. So obviously they're not going to have 20 Wasp actors. They're going to have, most of the time, 2, in some cases 3. Homer 1 and Lisa have 3. I don't know why. That just kind of move around, right?
Yeah.
And the idea, the thing is, there's a bug. So when a Wasp is destroyed, the collision isn't like reset on it, basically. So, like, normally wasps are basically just like a physics object that you can hit with your car, that you can stand on, right?
Stand on is new. Never
But
seen anyone stand on them.
you can stand on them. You can very much stand on them. At least some of the time, obviously. But when a wasp is destroyed, that wasp actor, like the collision isn't reset, so it basically doesn't have collision. Well, you saw obviously how Ticker hit that wasp with his car. He wouldn't have been able to do that if it didn't have collision.
Right.
And so I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit. But Ticker has hit and run. I'm surprised he didn't get busted there. That could have been like really bad.
Ticker
yeah, he should be fine. Okay, he's fine.
He's fine. Okay, he's fine.
Sorry.
Got a little nervous there watching it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean when the wasp doesn't have, but obviously we when you quit to main menu and then go back in,
it resets it.
It resets the wasp collision, that's right. So that's why we main menu warp sometimes. Except to a certain extent in Marge, we're mostly doing it to get the Canyon Arrow back. Although it might be fast. Actually, I'm trying to think. It might actually be faster if you were ignoring wasps to go to the phone booth and grab Canyon Arrow, but it might not be. I'm not sure.
Actually, speaking of Marge, I did have a question because I noticed last time I was watching the runners towards like the end of Apu went back to Marge 1, then just straight back to Apu. Does that do the same thing?
Yeah, that does that's precisely it. It does the same thing as main menu warping. It's a little bit faster to warp to 4-1 because you're in an interior and you can warp like right away.
Alright, yeah.
But yeah, it does exactly the same thing in that regard.
And is that Canadian bounce?
I think it was, yes.
I don't know that strat too well. I just know drive.
It's not even really a strat. It's a meme.
I just remember that one starting up, and I was just very confused. Like, how does that save time?
I don't believe it does.
So it's just like very confusing for me to watch that because I was just no context in the middle of that tournament that year.
Yeah. These things end up happening. I mean, there tends to be memes that crop up every now and then in tourney. The one you may have heard a little bit before was Uneventful Mission, which I think we kind of tried to bury a little bit because it got really overused. But if you've ever heard 6-3 described as the Uneventful Mission, that's why. And what happened, actually, there was the race that it was set in. Both runners ended up failing it. Which I think is why it became a meme.
I don't think I was there for that one.
Yeah, that would have been back in 20. That was in 2020. That was 2020.
Yeah, that was a whole year before it came out. Yeah, that fully checks out.
All right, that's a very nice second car from Ticker. Let's see what we got.
Third car goes well.
Yep.
A lot of damage.
Yeah. Should be able to make this work pretty well. Yep.
Oh, Let's go. Amber's still
That,
our first card, sadly. There we go.
that last car was a little slow for Ticker, but he's managing to make this work. I didn't quite get the last hit, but he should be able to get here. He's probably not going to be thrilled with that at the end of the day, but it's one of those, you're not thrilled with it, but it's not objectively that bad.
Yeah. I mean, from what
I think everything was maybe just like a tad slow. And like, you know, at Ticker's level, you want everything to be like ultra fast.
Understandable. Especially in a race.
Yeah. That is a very strange car from Amber.
Alright, pausing.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm sorry, Ticker. Whoa. Okay, that was you doing that.
Yeah, that's me going into studio mode. Sorry.
It was a small screen for a while, so that just kind of surprised me. Now, me taking up half the screen.
Yeah, sorry. Should be fine. You can still see, right?
Yeah, I just had to adjust Twitch chat on my end because I have the little pop-out window.
625. And
into Lisa. Yeah, something I learned recently about a comic book guy's car is that when you turn to the right, apparently it has more weight on the turns than it would going left.
Well, yeah, because if you actually pay attention, it's slanted to the left when he's in it.
Yeah, I never actually noticed that until it was pointed out.
Yeah, honestly, it's fairly subtle, and it's one of those like weird details that you would just never expect this game to have. Oh, Ticker ended up, I think, getting screwed by the log a little bit. He had to go around for the wrench.
Thankfully, still in the lead.
Yeah, it's very. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone lose that race.
I won't talk about my days on the PS2 as a kid. I was not good at this game when I was like 5 years old. Okay.
No excuse. No, I'm kidding.
Amber onto Millhouse. I swear, the fastest kid alive, and it's just a tough.
Yeah, really. Even the best speedrunners can't seem to beat him there. Never. He's always one step ahead of us. Frankly, we just might like to be rid of him.
Yep.
As Amber tries to ride on a wall, I suppose. And mini grinds the vent. Or micro grinds it, I guess, is the term.
I'll be honest, I just assume micro.
Yeah, honestly,
is interchangeable.
I mean, micro grind is almost kind of a meme because like it's often not even optimal, but we like to joke that like it's actually optimal to grab that one coin from the vend and then get it later.
And from what I understand, the box, as long as it's not broken, resets every time you change. Or
Yeah.
Warp.
Mm-hmm. And, well, that coin specifically is actually the hidden run coin that you get from like hitting random objects. It actually works in a slightly different way than like destroying things. So that's why you can like just brush against a vend or box and get a coin from it.
Get coins. Yeah, that makes sense.
That coin became something of a thing in Ticker not managing to get bonfire. That's unfortunate. Looked like he tried to like make sure that it would get through the ute that was there.
Yeah.
But wasn't able to, but kind of, I think, overcompensated a bit. But well, yeah, but that coin that I was talking about became something of a thing in Hundo discussion because it, for some reason, it can occasionally just not show up randomly, essentially, when doing coin grinding, and that actually makes a difference over, you know, dozens of coin grinds, one coin from, each box and vend, that adds up over,
course of a whole
over a course of a coin grind. Yeah, it's about one or two grinds. And so it could just, you could just stop showing up, and so people started hating Hundo. Anyway,
I mean, Amber, people liked Hundo.
Yes, people liked Hundo. I know. I don't necessarily get it either, but they did. Amber is going to opt to get the school bus for this, because she was unable to climb over the.
Ticker getting Fishman over.
Yeah, doesn't get auto over, but it's probably, it's fine. That's a fairly nice first car from Amber. It's a little awkward because of the angle she was at, but it's completely fine. Nice first car from. Yep.
I will need to be right back. The cat needs some food, I'm guessing. So I gotta go do that real quick.
Okay. Nice second car from Amber. And a nice second car from Ticker. Let's go. Very nice. Perfectly fine. Oh, I spoke too soon. Ticker taking 3 ground pounds to destroy the car for some reason. I think because it was like on that bin. I'm not exactly sure. But otherwise, fairly nice hellfishes from both. Now on to sleuthing. Ticker's snake gets stuck a little bit. Amber can't go for a manip, but it's fine. Ticker can go for it and gets a decent drop anyway.
I'm sorry about that. I'll be back.
That's fine. We're just on to fishy deals anyway. Oh, I think the mission screen synced. It like transitioned almost perfectly from the one side to the other.
Watched on the Twitch side, yeah, it did perfect.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like Ticker was a decent amount behind, and now he's caught up. Well, he's caught up RTA, but there is a decent sized timer gap. That's worth remembering.
30.
Because I think Amber's loads aren't nearly as good as Ticker's, so it's worth thinking about. Even though they're basically caught up RTA,
yes.
There's still a gap in Amber's favor.
I'm honestly surprised at how close they are mission-wise.
I mean, Ticker has had some struggles, and obviously he missed cutscene skip.
Sadly.
But it really is a testament to Ticker's skill that he's able to, despite all that, keep it fairly close.
Yeah, Ticker is definitely one of the better runners I've seen on here recently.
He's probably one of the best. He's easily one of the best runners of this game, just in general.
Yeah.
Not to say that Amber is bad by any stretch. It's just
she's good too.
it's just, you know, Ticker is kind of on another level in some ways.
Because I bet on Amber for this one, but
I think Ticker missed boat jump. Yeah, Ticker did. Yeah, Ticker I think missed boat jump the first try. So another thing on the really laundry list of things that have gone wrong for Ticker, like missing that wasp despite going for it. Ticker continues to be tilted by this run.
Yeah, I'm sorry that's happening, Ticker. I don't know if you can hear me, but
he hears you in spirit. Sorry. I don't know. I wasn't paying. Oh, Amber fails. Oh, and they both fail. That's kind of interesting. Because they were both going for early neighbors, but they both miss it. Or they both went too early, I think. I do not know what is happening on Amber's side. It looks like her Wiggum is stuck against a garbage truck. That is very unfortunate.
It is, but hopefully donut truck goes well for Amber to hopefully make up that incident there.
As Ticker gets a very nice donut fire. Yeah. And
no.
This isn't as clean, but she should be able to make this work. It's kind of slow, but at the end of the day, it's fine. She's gonna put it in sideways so she can like get the drops basically as they
come out.
Yeah, instead of having to get out of the car. Wonky. I didn't see anything that was wonky, but that doesn't mean I wasn't. That doesn't mean it isn't. I may not have been paying close enough attention. Or this person just could be saying wonky to say wonky.
Yeah. I didn't notice wonky, so I was just assuming that's what it was.
Man, I didn't notice it, so. Anyway.
On to my least favorite mission, and it's all because I hate banjos.
I don't see the issue. Banjos are honestly a great instrument.
You grew up in the South and you learned to hate banjos.
Fair enough. How do you feel about harmonicas?
I want to get a bunch of them and duct tape them to my friend's car.
That's oddly specific, but let's go with it.
Trust me, nothing nefarious happening there.
Oh, and Ticker's gonna get ESS here and switch to Malibu Stacy. They both take the shortcut at the same time. But Ticker, I think Ticker fell into the pool. That's
and ends up getting the other.
okay. He's gonna get this. Okay, he's gonna get that box kind of early. That's fine, I guess. I mean, he's basically down that way anyway. Has to take the shortcut, so.
And coins are looking good, I think.
Yeah, they seem fine on both sides. Yeah, it's. But I have to remember Ticker got early inmate, so it's hard to compare.
Yeah.
Plus, Ticker got the box, so it's gonna be.
I've never seen anyone go this way for this mission.
I feel like actually no, I don't think I've seen this before. Okay, maybe I have. I'm not sure what this was. I guess this is some sort of manip. I actually don't. I haven't seen it before either.
No, I think it was just to get the coin box.
Maybe. I don't know. Wait, what? There's what box?
And no, the vending machine at Krusty Burger.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's new to me. It's just for the vend. Okay. I'll go with that because I don't think I've seen it either. It's I've seen a few top level runners at this point, but it's that one eluded me. On to catch up logic.
Yeah, something I also noticed going with Ticker going over the bridge there is there like any particular reason no one goes for the jump and just goes down the side path?
I don't really know. I guess it's just because I don't know. I don't think there's like a particular reason for it. I guess there's just no really good reason to go for the jump, is why no one goes for it. Oh, and Ticker gets a nice boost there.
Ooh, let's go. Ticker.
Has a little bit of Cletus truck nonsense, but it worked out well enough.
Yeah, just going through Burns' mansion for Amber.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think she does this. I think she just does the she does the old school turnaround. Ticker, I almost main menu warped. I think he briefly forgot the route.
Oh, no.
Ticker seemingly helping Wiggum along for some reason.
Gets bush rat this time. That's good. Wasn't there a run like last year or the year before where someone accidentally bought Krusty the limo?
I think that was a couple years ago. Yeah, somebody. I think Player Game SK bought Krusty's limo. In a tourney race. I think years ago, Gady bought it by accident. It wasn't an attorney race, but he bought it by accident. I believe after buying Classy, or before buying Classy.
But Classy also.
that must have been a fun run for him. I think he might have been doing like a Shark Horde race. But has anybody bought Hockey Lisa? I don't know what you're talking about. I have never bought Hockey Lisa in any run I've ever done, especially not no mission warps. Any assertions to the contrary are false.
Seems oddly specific, but okay.
Nobody asked you. as Ticker is on to
Wolves.
The last few drops of Wolves.
Amber's on drop 3.
The first few drops of Wolves, yeah. And we see no 2 cycle for Ticker. Very nice. We hate to see those.
I still feel bad for like the first year I watched the tournament. Someone said something about 2 cycle, and I asked, "Oh, what's that?"
And then it immediately happened.
It wasn't on this mission either. It was on Apu 1.
Oh, that 2 cycle is very rare. I feel like the possibility of a 5-1-2 cycle is like almost a meme because of like it's very frequently mentioned, but it is so rare that it almost isn't really worth thinking about most of the time.
Yeah,
but it does occasionally happen.
Yeah, but one time I asked about it, I feel like I spawned it in for a personal announcement.
I'm sure Ticker has some very nice things to say about this run, which we'll probably find out shortly. Getting the Vens in the stadium basically, yeah, okay, there you go. Getting the Vens in the stadium basically negates it. I'm not too surprised by that. But I feel like even if you don't get either the Vens or the box, just gotta hold myself up mentally a little more.
You got this, Ticker. I believe in you.
But yeah, I mean, I figure getting either the Vens or even the box probably just reduces that chance to near 0. But I think even just going for it, like if you don't go for either, I think it's still fairly rare. But we do have double crop circles, if only for a brief period of time.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, so you got 46, 40. Amber's still ahead, I believe.
And it's a shame Kane
not terrible, according to Amber.
I think you're doing well, Amber.
Yeah, I feel like nothing has gone like too wrong. She doesn't have her against anything. Okay, never mind. She's not ahead, but she's only a little bit behind.
Yeah.
46, 46. Somebody post the emote. But yeah, about 6 seconds.
I'm not subscribed to Tone Dog, sadly.
Yeah, I figured somebody posted. I'm not subscribed to Tone Dog either.
Tone Dog, if you're watching this VOD, I'm sorry.
Is that the stream in the background?
I just realized that my TV was on.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. I kept hearing it. Like, I figured it might be somebody talking in the background.
I, I completely tuned it out. It is my TV is just for background noise at this point.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, but we see Ticker attempting pull strat. Yeah, that angle is not the best.
That's gonna smash itself in a few times at least.
Yeah, but I think Ticker is kind of like, yeah, okay, he was just waiting for it to get out of it.
Yeah.
Still not, that's not the greatest. He's not going to be happy with that. And now he can't really even go for like head strat. But it does look like it's one hit, I believe. Or no, sorry, two hit.
It's dead. It's dead.
Yeah, at this point now it's dead, and he moves on to the second track. That is factual.
And so it goes smoothly.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, the drive there isn't going very smoothly, as we see, what is that, a 540 from the Canyon Era? And he misses the box. Ugh. You're not happy to see that. I think those coins do not look good for me. Was that 573?
Good hit. Amber getting the pull.
No, not quite.
I thought the angle was
better. Well, actually, no. These are probably fine coins. Well, they're not fine, but they're maybe workable.
I definitely think
yeah,
so.
I feel like with the box, yeah, it's one of those, like, I'm gonna have to like look closer. I wouldn't be happy with these coins, but Ticker may. I think it's still salvageable. Doesn't quite get the strat, but we'll go for this backup here. It's a little slow, but he does get it. I think Amber, I don't know what happened, but I think she got the box at the very least.
Yeah, she did. I was looking.
Yeah.
She got it.
Runs into the wall, but, you know. Yeah.
At the very least, she hit it enough to get the one coin.
No, I think she got the whole thing. All right, that's a pretty good second truck. Oh no, yeah, Ticker's fine. I kind of forgot that wasp is in the. Yeah, that's fine. Coin wise, Amber opts to drop down below to avoid, I guess, to avoid the cycle.
Yeah, it looked pretty close to where the car would be, so I don't blame it.
Yeah. And if you're wondering why Ticker was like pausing briefly to get into the car, it's to set up the cycle. It's just like pausing, except, you know, you just stand there.
And I was watching Amber's side at that moment.
Yeah.
She hit the truck into the tree.
Yeah. I did see a little bit of Canyon Air now, but it does look like she got the strat at least. I really need to pay more attention. Paying attention is hard, though. So.
Paying attention is hard if you don't have something to distract her subconsciously.
Sorry.
Apu American, let's go. Best costume. $51.59.
Sorry.
Amber's.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, I just kind of like blocked out the fact that Twitch chat is covering like part of my screen. So
Yeah, it
part of my mind
happens.
was just thinking Ticker was sideways.
Uh-oh.
Like just like driving someone sideways.
Okay, we're good.
So going for a car bomb.
Yeah.
Gets it.
Little bit
Amber
behind,
gets
but it should
revenge.
be fine. Alright, as we see Amber start 5-1.
Ticker going for the ventings. For the vents. That ambulance just on its side.
It probably was.
Oh, wanted. Didn't run, not wanted. This is Grand Theft Auto.
He'll be fine.
Come on.
He'll be fine. Seems fine.
And 5-1 done. Let's go.
Yep.
And pin pals.
I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed when somebody goes for that box and doesn't get pin pals.
I'll be honest. I'm actually surprised it's missable going for that angle.
Oh, what, that box?
Or the card.
You
Like to
can miss it.
me, like,
It's possible.
yeah, yeah. It's just like looking at the angle the way it is. It looks like it'd be hard to miss.
It is definitely missable though. It's like keep in mind that you can end up getting the box from like the corner. You don't have to necessarily be on top of the box to destroy it.
Yeah, because it's a little AOE.
Yeah. And the card hitboxes aren't that big. They're actually a bit smaller than you might like imagine. And then yeah, you'll see Ticker do this. I think he warped. I assume he warped to 4-1. I didn't see it, but I'm gonna assume he did. That we were talking about earlier, and he's gonna go try to do that, but it gets out. This was like the NG plus strat for a while, or actually no, it still is still the NG plus strat. Obviously, except with Hearse instead of CBFH.
You're able to use a different card than this one?
Yeah, because as long as you don't enter, that was a little scary, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it could have easily despawned. But yeah, as long as you don't enter the car, you can like switch out the car and it'll be fine. Like that's why you can get into a traffic car in what is it called? Office Space. Like it doesn't like like the actual thing that like prevents you from advancing is like the gate, which forces you to have the car, like forces you to actually have the car, but it doesn't actually force you to get into the car. Once you're past that point, you can get into any car you want.
It's weird. Somehow I understood that already for Plow King, but I didn't understand that for Cargo for Homer.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little surprised you understood my explanation at all.
I
kinda did.
I understand the many things that I don't think I should understand, and there are just easy things that I completely miss.
But Amber gets the strat, and that is something I think both of us can understand pretty easily. She has to be careful a little bit to not. Yeah, I don't know if I love that either, but hopefully it doesn't do anything stupid.
Doesn't that
Yeah, if you do it too rapidly, it can crash the game. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think we're way past the point it can crash. Oh, we see Ticker going for the highway push. And he gets it. That was very good, I think.
That was clean.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out. Does Ticker? I don't know, Nate. I don't think Ticker still has jumps in for this. No, he doesn't.
Pay attention.
I think he must have grabbed the wrench. Which is something that can cause you to lose jump zone. Amber is gonna go get the SWASP.
And the vending machine. Let's go.
Yep. I mean, the vending machine is right there.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to grab than the wasps too. So.
Yeah. The wasp you have to get out, and that can be scary. But she seems to be handling it just fine.
Oh damn! It's 2 o'clock already.
See a nice little carbo.
Go take my medicine quick. So.
Alrighty.
Kind of too important to miss. So I'll be right back.
Fair enough. As we see Amber start 5-5 as well. And Ticker getting the coins from the box. Doing the little walking on air to get onto that. See how this garbage push goes for Amber. I mean, it's better than going up the strat. Or going up the highway. The little shortcut. So, it's okay-ish. It's one of those, in a race, you take it. As Ticker finishes up 5-5, and Amber starts the collection portion of 5-5. Worth remembering, worth noting, the timer gap has grown significantly, to almost about a minute.
I'm back. And Ticker's done with. I already forgot the mission name. Going back to 4-1.
Yep. You can just say 5-5 if you never remember the mission name. Like, you can just say what the number is. Amber making sure that car is still able to be gotten into, because it is parked at a steep angle, but it does appear that it would be fine.
Which confuses me because I thought I've seen it unable to be entered on a less steep angle before.
I don't really understand it, to be honest. I don't really understand it either. I'm sure there's like some part of the code that mentions it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ticker was unable to escape. He must have messed it up somehow. He's gonna just drive straight. Okay, he does escape eventually, but that is unfortunate for Ticker. Now he's grinding along the edge. For no reason, I guess, other than, out of frustration potentially. As he goes into armored truck.
Well.
That should be fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't want to say anything. I was so afraid to jinx it.
I'll be the one to jinx it. Oh, it's no, okay. I thought for some reason he was gonna go for the other wasp, or go back for the.
I think he already got the wasp.
Or yeah, he must have already got it. I was confused why he was like avoiding the other wasp and like going back to the to where the truck was. I thought he was gonna go to try to get it out, like it might have been stuck or something, but no. I think he was just going for the like newspaper stand or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna park right here. Yep.
Hello, hamster.
All right, and now Amber's on armor truck.
Let's hope it goes well for Amber too.
She does get a successful escape.
And on to
the stride itself.
7.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you're right. Ticker's onto Curator as well.
Oh damn! I just noticed that it's 200 FPS on Ticker's side.
Yeah, we definitely have some high FPSs here. Not too surprising.
No, it isn't. It's just I'm surprised. I just noticed it. Gets Curator in.
Yeah,
that's good.
Very nice.
It's cutscene skip. Let's go.
Yep. Always love to see a successful cutscene skip, especially Oppo.
Yeah, lore is good and all, but it is. I think that's actually the longest cutscene I've seen on any PlayStation 2 game, at least.
Oh, I'm sure there's got to be something longer. It's only like 2.5 minutes. It just feels like it's forever, you know?
Yeah.
Because this game doesn't really have like ultra long cutscenes. It really only has like there's 2 that are about a minute. Or actually, there's like 3 that are about a minute. I think obviously this cutscene is 2.5 minutes or so, and then I forget what's the final cutscene is, like minute and a half.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I never beat this game as a kid.
I've been playing this game for years, and I don't know how long the Homer 2 cutscene is. That feels a little foolish, but Amber was unable to take advantage of the state that the Curator was in. She was at a bad angle. Hopefully she can get this back up. She does.
Ticker going forward.
Ooh, yeah, 6. Yeah. And Amber misses cutscene skip. Oh, that's painful.
Oh.
I hate to agree with D-Tops, but yeah, it is definitely much harder for Amber to win, I think now. Ticker would
Yeah,
have to make a lot of very serious mistakes.
and miss the cutscene skip on
Probably,
Marge.
yeah. Was destined to happen sometime.
It still sucks
It's
that it happened, Amber.
yeah. I mean, she was on a pretty decent run overall. So this is really kind of a shame. But it does happen sometimes. So
Oh,
I hate that I can hear this cutscene. I can like, even though I can't actually hear them, I can hear the.
I like it. You are a bad little boy. Oh, now Amber's going into, yeah, my dunk. Oh, go. Oh,
Part two.
part two. Yeah.
Yeah. Part two. That's a hard name to remember, I know.
I bit my tongue.
It happens. You know what it is? You know what that sounds like to me? A skill issue.
I was just thinking, don't say skill issue.
Well, it is. Bored. Oh, and we're seeing Ticker up. He tried to do the thing where you warp into the car.
Yeah, it looked like Ticker just warped under the observatory for a moment.
I think it's just the camera. I think it's
Yeah, I'm
just because
sure
of the
it
way the
was.
camera, like the camera kind of the way the camera went.
Yeah,
I think it's just what.
just really
Yeah,
threw me off.
yeah. That was kind of a weird series of movements from him, and he managed to get into the observatory like right before the the thing actually like Frink actually spawned, which is kind of interesting.
It's,
Duff truck, Duff truck time,
and
and
let's
he gets it.
go.
Oh, I didn't know Amber went for this. Um, she doesn't get it.
Sadly,
Yeah,
and
she'll just get herself ahead of it.
let's get Duff Truck on. Take her side.
Ticker only gets the shield of the second wasp.
Now it's time to beat up Skinner's car.
Yeah, very big hit.
And there's like the one part of the story that never made sense to me, how Skinner was able to actually just justify taking it from Bart.
Why did Bart go to him? That's the real question. Why, like, because he took it from Bart because of the school's no zero tolerance on laser guns policy. The real question is why Bart even went to him in the first place.
Like my thinking was always authority figure. Bart's gonna go to him because
Sure,
that's
yeah,
the next soldier.
I don't know, yeah, sure. Yeah, that honestly, it's as good filler. Honestly, that's as good of an explanation as any. I think I mean, honestly, examining the plot too closely is probably liable to give you an aneurysm.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, destroying the parked car, basically because there's nothing else to do in the mission.
Yeah, 6-6. Another mission that always took me forever.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Just like I played this game as a kid too. I remember 6-6 being challenging. I think a lot of it is like there's a couple ways to mitigate it. Like even casually.
Yeah, because
like even if you don't know the boat reset, I think taking the boat shortcut probably is faster than just going around the long way. And obviously you can leave the one on the like the way back down for last, because it will always give you a 50-second timer. But I mean, that's easier, that's easy to, say that knowing about this game, but, casually that's hard to figure out on your own, I think.
Eventually I did figure out, leave the ones like right after the mechanic jump for last. But even then, I still struggled.
Yeah. I mean, it requires good driving no matter what.
Last cutscene skip of the run. Let's go.
And he misses it, unfortunately.
Part 2 cutscene is not real. Simple as that.
Part 2 cutscene isn't real. It can't hurt you. Part 2 cutscene.
I'm not looking at the screen. It can't hurt me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because Amber gets Duff Truck. Very nice. Not a studio mode. Are you happy? Part 2 cutscene skip remains a mystery sometimes. Just pause on the correct frame, Forehead. That's definitely good advice and not infuriating. That FMJ is a little scary, but it's fine.
It's in there.
Yeah, I was a little scared because she fell back behind a bit, but she made it work pretty well. It's very good. And here we see ticker start 7-2. Getting out ahead of the alien car. But making sure that it's within a reasonable distance.
I'm sorry, I'm mostly just watching Amber's side.
That's honestly fine. But we are about to see ticker do 7-2 out of bounds. So
is that the bridge one or the yeet?
The yeet. We're not. I don't think anybody would Tone Dog does 7-2 bridge clip. Oh, Amber misses boat jump.
No.
And ticker resets.
No.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. Ticker will have to do 200 FPS 7-3. Always a pleasant time. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Unable to get a bounce. Ooh. 2 straight wall hits, 2 straight cases of not getting a bounce. There we go.
There we go.
That should be okay. Might be a little far to the right.
Going up.
Ooh. I think he can make that work. There we go. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Amber does get, yep, in 6-7. She does get it, at least.
So that's 1.
Oh, with 07. It's fine. Yeah. All times are approximate. Except for the final time. I try to make sure I get that one right. Alright. 7-4 zombie car. Very nice. Oh no, this stuff is hard. Especially what's coming next for Ticker. Zombie Car 7-5 is not easy. And honestly, I mean, I don't know if you can even do Zombie Car 7-4 on PS2.
Give it enough time. Mainly cheat codes.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see. And he gets it. Let's go. First try. I believe we're going to be seeing a 7-2 yeet from Amber as well.
That is, yeah, 7-5 done.
Yeah, that's 7-5, yeah. He's now starting 7-6. Ooh, nope.
Oh,
Not. Clip the wall. Unfortunate. She'll have to do 180 FPS 7-3, which is maybe slightly better than a 200 FPS 7-3, but we'll see how she fares with it.
And smacks right into the barn house.
Yeah. At least it like immediately turned and started going that way instead of getting stuck at the bush for like 20 minutes. And we see a reset from Ticker. The car hit something, did a 360, and didn't quite make it over the reset trigger. That may work. Nope.
Not looking good.
Yeah. That is under the cage. Very not a fun place to be on 180, but she manages to get around it.
Works.
So
it works.
There we go. And we're going to see second try 7-6 from Ticker. Let's see if he gets it. That looks good.
Yep.
Ticker not going for super speedy here. Just going to play it safe.
Can't say I blame Ticker after the run so far.
Yeah.
Ticker does not seem to be.
Yeah. Just take the W. Don't try to do anything particularly dangerous. But I really didn't think Ticker would view 7-6 super speedy as particularly dangerous. Let's see how. And we see a very nice 7-4 from Amber.
Yeah. Getting out of the car.
Yeah, this is for the jump zone setup, which he does have. Going wild there, but I think that's just the nature of World War II Jeep jump zone.
Can't say I'm familiar with it.
It is. I mean, jump zone is already a wild state, and the World War II rocket Jeep is a wild car. Needless to say, combining the two has some fun times.
I can't remember actually. Can you get the rocket Jeep in?
No, like, you can't. You don't get it. You don't get it in any context outside the mission.
Yeah, because I remember being able to unlock the regular ones.
Yeah, that one kind of sucks.
Upgraded.
Yeah, you can't get the rocket one.
And that is
GG. As Amber gets 7-5.
So 127.48.
Seeing these splits make me sad.
I should get this game downloaded for myself already. I've been in the Discord for a while. Haven't done it on this PC.
It can be fun.
I'm sure if you're playing it casually, yes.
Sometimes it can be frustrating, but it can also be fun.
Amber getting yeet.
Oh wait, no, she's comparing its latest. What am I saying? Going for an interesting super speedy setup there. I don't think she was. Yeah, she didn't get jump zone, so she'll just have to do this inbounds.
Jump zones required to actually be able to get back out.
Yeah. Well, it's not required per se, but the other methods of doing 7-7 out of bounds are kind of terrible.
Fair enough. The only other one I know about is what is it, the broom?
Oh yeah, there's that one. There's the hit and run one where you get the hit and run cars to knock it out of bounds, knock the waste out of bounds. There's obviously power plant clip, which you wouldn't be able to do. It is on 180. Those are the only ones. I think that's it. I think. Needless to say, the jump zone setup is far and away the preferred method.
Yeah, it also seems like out of all of them, it's the quickest to set up. So
yeah,
makes sense.
Probably. I mean, power plant clip, I think in theory would be pretty quick, but you'd have to get it probably like first or second try to actually be faster. And GG.
Yeah.
130-32. Low 128 with Apu cutscene skip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably 7-2 plus Apu cutscene skip is PB. Yeah. But you can always what if a run. I mean, it wasn't a bad run really up until then. So I'd say it's not that bad of a run overall. I have to imagine Ticker is not happy with this run in the slightest. I love optimal strats Homer too. What do you mean I wasted a bunch of time in 7-3, 7-5, 7-7 and that's still a 10-25? Yeah.
Hello.
That is the nature of doing difficult strats. They can very much save time. Oh, sorry, Ticker. Go on.
That's all good. That might be one of the worst, most frustrating runs I've ever done.
It definitely looked pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Hello, Amber.
it was just uphill battle right from the start. And,
Yeah.
had to finish it. I missed 2 cutscenes. I think I missed Apu cutscene, but a win. I'm happy just to win and get through knockouts, I guess. Yeah. Lots to work on. Lots to work on.
I got 3 best segments in that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
In Bonfire, FMJ, and 7-1.
What was the second one?
No.
FMJ.
Oh. Yeah, that did look pretty clean to me.
I got a best segment in this run as well, believe it or not. And it means my sum of best is below a world record.
Yay! you as long as you perfectly match your best, you can now beat Hummer Steel.
Exactly. He's so done for now.
Which is definitely a feasible thing you can achieve. No questions asked.
Yeah. It definitely didn't play 11 minutes or worse than my sum of best this run. Oh wow. What a time.
Well, if you do keep doing that, you just have to improve your sum of best to a 105, and then you'll get world record.
Basket missions.
Only if no one catches you.
Noted.
Alright. Is there anything either of you two would like to say about your runs?
Not that I can think of.
I think I was peak tilt in 3-1. Yeah, missed Bartland cutscene skip.
Yeah.
Didn't get fast cycle 3-1 and got sent flying in the air.
Oh, that's
right. That was. Yeah.
I was away for a second there.
But I feel like I handled it well, got a reg and continued.
Yeah.
So, in terms of like actually handling stuff that went wrong, I'm actually like pretty happy with that aspect of how I played. But in terms of like my general like gameplay, it's terrible. Yeah, aside from part 2 was actually like okay still.
Yeah, I mean, you picked yourself up, and it didn't let it like completely snowball into complete nonsense, which can happen. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me.
Yeah.
What?
But GG's.
GG's. And if that's all, I'd like to thank Faded Pegasus for doing this commentary with me. I'd like to thank Amber and Ticker for racing, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. We will see you in like 20 minutes for Aventroll versus Larrikin.
Bye. I will be going to bed, so good night, everyone.
Good night.